My wife cheated on me. It's a long story, but help me decide what I should do. Traditional. I'm a cardiologist. I have my own practice, and I work long hours. We are well off, so she doesn't work. She's a stay-at-home wife. A very good one. Our house is always clean, there's always a meal for me when I get home, and she wakes up as early as I do and makes me breakfast. We constantly have time. Usually after I get home from work she jumps on me and kisses me as a welcome. She's always real happy when I get home from work. She sometimes can't even wait till I'm done eating for us to have time. One day I came home from work and I was expecting the usual, her running to me, kissing me, etc. But when I walked in the door she didn't come running, so I walked into the kitchen and found her there. Food was ready as usual. She was washing something in the sink, so I went behind her, hugged her, and started kissing her neck. She turned away. I grabbed her and faced her towards me. She had a tear running down her cheek. I asked her what was wrong, but all she said was, "Do you love me?" I said, "Of course I do, honey. What's wrong?" She looked away again and mumbled something. I asked her to repeat herself. She said, "I'm pregnant. We have been married for almost a year now, and we've been wanting a baby." So I was thrilled and full of excitement, but I didn't understand why. She was in tears. I said, "OMG, that's great, baby. But why are you so sad about it?" She said, "I'm not. I'm happy, but what, John?" She was quiet for a few seconds. "John, I cheated on you." I was speechless and completely shocked, cause I did not expect that. She went on. "Susan texted me 2 weeks ago. Susan is my secretary. She's came on to me a few times, but I've always rejected her." My wife continued talking. "She told me you guys were having an affair. She said it has been going on for about a month now." I was completely furious, so I went and got a few drinks. I called Fred and told him about it, so he joined me immediately to support me. Fred is her guy best friend, who she claims was nothing but a friend to her. They were always really close, so it bothered me, but she made it clear that she saw him like a brother. She kept talking. I had more to drink until eventually I was so drunk I didn't know what I was doing. We went back to his place and he was being so affectionate and nice, so I slept with him because I wanted to forget all about what you had done to me. After a few hours I came home and you were still at work. I had already sobered up, so I decided to act as if nothing happened, as if I didn't know about your affair. 2 weeks went by and every day during those weeks I went to Fred's while you were at work. I wasn't guilty at all for having time with him, cause in my mind you had been doing the same thing to me for a month. I decided to check up on you, so I asked everyone you knew about the affair, but they all told the same thing, that you weren't having one. That Susan was clearly trying to break us up. So as soon as I found out none of it was true, I called it off with Fred. Yesterday was my last day with Fred. I couldn't live with myself if I didn't tell you about it, so here I'm telling you. Hoping you'll forgive me, because it was all so stupid, and I really regret it. I should come to you first. I should asked you about it, but I was scared you would just lie to me. I was still taking it all in, so I hadn't said a word. She put her hand on my face and said me to look at her, then told me, "Baby, I love you more than you can imagine, and I'm so sorry." I looked away because I knew if I didn't I'd forgive her right there and then, because I still loved her very much, even though she had hurt me. She removed her hand from my cheek, then set it on my chest. "I hope you can forgive me, John. I don't want to lose you. I can't live without you. Just give me one chance to prove that this will never happen again." I grabbed the hand that was on my chest and looked her in the eyes and told her to leave the house. She said, "Where am I supposed to go, John?" In anger I told her to go to her lover's house. She turned away and started walking upstairs to our room. I thought she wasn't going to leave, so I followed her up there yelling, "If you don't leave, I will." But when I got there she already had a suitcase out. "Just give me a few minutes to pack and I'll be out of here," she said. She was wearing a beautiful silk robe which she dropped. Underneath she was wearing my favorite bra and underwear which she knows I love. She looked gorgeous. I was so hurt, but I loved her and I didn't want her to leave. She got dressed, grabbed the suitcase, and started heading out the door. Without thinking I grabbed her suitcase and pulled her back with it. "Wait, don't go." If you leave, we'll never fix this, and I still have a lot of questions to ask. She said okay and set the suitcase down. What do you want to know? She asked. Do you love him? Absolutely not. I only love you. Is the baby his? No. It's yours, John. I promise. How do you know? I was pregnant before I slept with Fred. The day I got drunk I was trying to miscarry. I didn't want the baby without you. I wasn't going to tell you about it because I was angry about the affair, so I planned to leave you, and I figured it'd be easier if you didn't know. Is the baby okay? Yes, I went to the doctor. It's fine. She slept in our bedroom, but I went to the guest bedroom that night. This was yesterday. I don't know what to do. Please help me decide whether I should leave her or forgive her. Update. It's been about a month now. There's not a day that goes by that she doesn't apologize or begs for forgiveness. We still live together, but I sleep in the guest bedroom. I love her, and this is driving me crazy. I want to reconcile, but every time I think of forgiving her and moving on, I picture her in bed with another man, a man I knew. It is so hard. I want my wife back. My wife, not Fred's. Stress. Redditor's reactions. Redditor 1. There are two types of people. Those that can truly forgive and move on, and those that can't. Look deep inside yourself, and if you know you will never be able to get past this, then you should cut ties and move on now. If you think you can get past it, then two things absolutely have to happen now. Fred is gone. Forever. She can never speak to him again. He was not her friend. He was a guy who was waiting for his chance, being nice to her until her guard was down. He didn't cheat on you, though. Your wife did. So there isn't anything to be gained from going after him in any sort of revenge scheme. The other thing that has to happen is that you fire your secretary. She is a psycho. Be careful, though, because she is probably crazy enough to file a wrongful termination lawsuit or sexual harassment lawsuit against you. If you fire her right now, I would speak to her privately about what she did. Don't mention your wife or anything that she's done. Do not add fuel to that fire. Ask for her resignation. If she refuses, then you need to make a log of every time she comes in late. Every time she does something wrong. Give her more work that she can't do and log it all. After a month or so, let her go. You will then have evidence against her that you didn't fire her for personal reasons, not that they aren't totally valid. In the meantime, you have to go to marriage counseling, and your wife has to go to counseling on her own. A normal, stable person won't so quickly react this way. Her not fixing her own issues will only make repeating this problem more likely down the line. Once you have a kid, then there is more to lose. Also, you have to get her to agree to a paternity test as soon as possible. If the child isn't yours, and that's a deal breaker for you, then you can save yourself a lot of headaches and wasted time going to counseling. Good luck. Redditor 2. This sounds fake to me. But if it's real, first things first, fire your secretary.